Hi everyone, my name is Brian Buno, and today I'm presenting a business feasibility study for Mang Inasal Philippines, the Philippines' leading grilled chicken quick service restaurant, and its potential expansion to the United States market. This study was developed for Business 581, Managing in a Global Economy, under Professor Dr. Lofrancini at the University of Laverne. Over the next 20 minutes, I will walk you through a comprehensive strategic analysis using six major international business frameworks to answer one central question. Is Mang Inasal ready to bring Inasal to America? And if so, how? The three numbers you see in the screen tell you why this matters. We got 590 plus stores and about 215 million in system-wide sales, 4.2 million Filipino Americans waiting for this brand to arrive. The short answer is yes. Now is the time. Let me show you why. Here is our roadmap for today. We have 10 sections grouped into six strategic pillars. We start with the company background, then move to the theoretical justification for expansion using the OLI and VRIO frameworks. From there, we select our target market, analyze the institutional and cultural environment, assess the market opportunity and competitive landscape, and close the recommended strategy, entry mode, and financial projection. Let's get into it. Mang Inasal is not simply a fast food chain. It's the Philippines' most culturally embedded grilled chicken brand. It was founded in December 2003 by Ed Garcia II in Iloilo City, Philippines. The concept was deceptively simple. Serve a Bacolod-style chicken inasal, marinated overnight in calamansi, vinegar, lemongrass, ginger, garlic, and a proprietary spice blend, then grilled over open charcoal flame with unlimited rice at an accessible price point. That unlimited rice proposition alone set it apart from every QSR competitor in the Philippine market. Within 6 years, Mang Inasal has grown to hundreds of locations. Jollibee Foods Corporation, the Philippines' largest and most sophisticated food service company, took took notice on that. JFC acquired a 70% stake in 2010 for 3 billion pesos and completed the full takeover in 2016. Today, the brands operate 590 plus stores, employs 12,000 people directly, and generates roughly 215 million in system-wide sales annually. It holds the number one brand recall position in each category. Here is a critical fact. Despite all of this success, Mang Inasal has zero, as in zero, international presence. That is not a weakness. That is an untapped opportunity of significant magnitude, and JFC now has all the infrastructure needed to pursue it. To answer the fundamentals question, why should Mang Inasal expand internationally? We applied Dunning's OLI eclectic paradigm, which is the gold standard theoretical framework for analyzing foreign direct investment decisions. The OLI framework has three components: ownership, location, internalization. So let's talk about ownership advantages. What does Mang Inasal possess that competitors in the target market do not? The answer is substantial. First, a proprietary inasal marinade that represents decades of embedded tacit knowledge. It cannot be legally obtained, reverse engineered, or imitated. Second, the charcoal grilling technique that produces a distinctive smokiness absent from any American QSR competitor. Third, the unlimited rice proposition the US chains offers. And fourth, GAFC's globally benchmark franchise system and supply chain infrastructure. About location advantages, what does US offer that makes it a particularly attractive destination? Again, the answer is compelling. 4.2 Filipino Americans who are already loyal to this brand and need no consumer education. The world's largest QSR market at $390 billion, Filipino cuisine mainstreaming at an unprecedented pace, and JFC USA already in place with established legal and operational infrastructure. And let's talk about internalization advantages. Why should JFC own this rather than license it? Because the competitive advantage. The marinated, the green technique, the brand culture lives entirely intact knowledge that cannot be effectively transferred or protected through an arm's length arrangement. Direct ownership or tightly controlled franchising is the only way to ensure what makes Mang Inasal special actually reaches the customer intact. VRIO row at the bottom confirms the conclusion. These resources are valuable, rare, highly inimitable, and organizationally supported. That combination equals sustainable competitive advantage in the US market. Now let's talk about the candidate market selection. We screened three candidate markets against five criteria: Filipino community or diaspora size and concentration, QSR market scale and growth trajectory, franchise regulatory environment, consumer receptivity to grilled chicken and rice-centric cuisine, and operational synergies with GFC's existing global infrastructure. The table tells the story clearly. On diaspora, on diaspora size, the United States has 4.2 million Filipino Americans. That's uh, four times Canada's 1 million, and six times the UAE's 700,000 Filipinos. Oh, Filipino. These aren't potential customer. They are pre-existing brand loyalists. On market scale, the USR the US QSR market at 390 billion is 12 times larger than Canada and 87 times larger than UAE. There is simply no comparable opportunity anywhere else. Let's look on the infrastructure. JFC USA is already established with a fully FTC compliant franchise system. Canada has a nascent Jollibee presence. The UAE has nothing. On the franchise legal framework maturity, critical for our recommended franchise entry strategy. The US FTC franchise rule is the most transparent and legal predictable framework in the world. The UAE's framework is still developing. Now, the decision here is clear. The United States is the primary expansion target. Canada is a valid secondary market for future phases. The UAE is a long-term consideration once the brand has established international operational systems. Okay, let's talk about Cage framework and the U.S. business environment. The Cage framework by Pankaj Jemawat measures the institutional distance between our home country, the Philippines, and our target market, the United States, across four dimensions: cultural, administrative, geographic, and economic. Understanding each gap is essential because institutional distance is the primary driver of entry cost, operational complexity, and strategic risk. Cultural distance is moderate to high. Filipino dining culture, sharing plates, unlimited rice for the whole table, contrasts sharply with American individualist dining preferences. Our mitigation is a dual track marketing approach: deep community and nostalgia messaging for Filipino Americans, and an adventure and discovery narrative for mainstream American consumers. Let's, administrative distance is high. The FTC franchise rule requires a fully compliant 23-item franchise disclosure document. 13 states, including California, require a franchise registration before any sales can begin. California's AB 1228 sets a $20 per hour minimum wage for fast food workers. This is a real compliance burden, but JFC USA existing legal infrastructure handle most of them. Geographic distance is moderate. Los Angeles is 13,000 kilometers from Manila, and specialty ingredients like calamansi, banana leaves require a domestic supply chain solution. Los Angeles Commissary have resolved this. And the last one we go talk about economic distance is high. The per capita income gap, California wage floor, and dramatically different real estate costs all require fundamental replacing and labor model redesign. Premium pricing and kiosk technology are the primary mitigations. The five economic indicators across the bottom confirm the U.S. macro environment is stable and favorable for market entry. Okay, we'll talk about cultural analysis, the Hofstede six dimensions. Hofstede six-dimension model gives us an empirically grounded map of culture of the cultural distance between Philippines and the United States and tell us precisely where Mang Inasal must adapt. Looking at the bar chart on the left, we see the scores for each dimension across both countries. Three gaps demand strategic attention. The individualism gap of 59 points is the most critical. This is the widest gap in the entire analysis. The Philippines scores 32 on individualism, deeply collectivist. The United States scores 91, right, among the most individualist cultures in the world. Mang Inasal traditional brand expression, communal meals, the joy of unlimited rice for the whole family will not automatically resonate with mainstream American consumers. We need a dual track marketing strategy, deep community messaging for Filipino Americans, and a personal discovery narrative for mainstream consumers. Let's talk about the power distance. Power distance gap of 54 points affects internal management. Filipino organizational culture tends toward hierarchical differences. US QSR workplace culture demands flat hierarchy, frontline empowerment, and transparent performance feedback. Any Filipino expatriate manager placed in a US leadership role will need explicit management training to adapt. For the indulgence gap of 26 points is actually a strategic asset. US consumers are significantly more indulgent. They embrace generous portion and food as an emotional reward. Our unlimited rice proposition maps perfectly into this orientation. It is the single most powerful emotional hook Mang Inasal has for mainstream American consumers. Importantly, three dimension: masculinity, uncertainty, uncertainty of avoidance, and long-term orientation, and essentially equivalent between the two cultures. That alignment facilitates the category introduction of a new food concept. Okay, about market opportunity analysis. The headline tells the story. $300 billion QSR market and zero national scale Filipino grilled chicken chains. That is not an oversight. That is a structural gap, and Mang Inasal is architected precisely to fill it. The opportunity has two independent dimensions. First, the unmet consumer need 4.2 million First, an unmet consumer need. 4.2 million Filipino Americans have no national QSR option for insal. The existing Filipino restaurant landscape in America is largely independent family restaurant, authentic but inconsistent, geographically limited, and operating at a full service price points that exclude the QSR occasion. The demand is established and proven. The supply side simply does not exist. Second, a category creation opportunity. Mang Inasal is not entering the US to take market share from Chick-fil-A. It is creating an entirely new category. Filipino charcoal grilled QSR, grilled chicken QSR that no competitors had defined, occupied, or defended. Scholar Rice and tourists established in 1981 that the brand that creates a category sets the rules, the benchmark, and captures the category premium before imitation erodes the competitive landscape. This is the opportunity that Chipotle sees for Mexican food, that Panda Express sees from Chinese American food, and is now available to Mang Inasal for Filipino food. Four structural trends amplify the timing. Filipino cuisine was Yelp's number one food trend in 2023. Consumer preferences have shifted toward grilled over fried proteins, directly benefiting our charcoal grilled positioning. TikTok and Instagram make authentic food stories go viral at effectively zero media cost. And 67% of millennial and Gen Z consumers actively seek new ethnic food experience monthly. This window is open. This is the moment. Uh, talk about the competitive industry and competitive analysis. Porter's five forces give us structural assessment of the competitive landscape Mang Inasal is entering. New entrants, moderate threat, national scale QSR entry barriers, brand recognition, supply chain, real estate, franchise infrastructure are high. More importantly, the authenticity barrier is nearly insurmountable for any competitors seeking to replicate Filipino inasal. They cannot buy decades of Filipino culinary heritage. Supply power, moderate. Standard QSR commodity ingredients have multiple alternative suppliers. Specialty Filipino inputs temporarily elevate suppliers' leverage, but our Los Angeles commissary hub and volume growth mitigate this over time. Buyer power will do low to moderate. Brand loyalty through cultural resonance, the unlimited rice value proposition, and authentic flavor differentiation all reduce effective consumer switching power. Let's go to substitute. Uh, we go to moderate to high. Third-party delivery platforms have dramatically intensified substitute competition. This is why early integration with DoorDash and Uber Eats is operationally non-negotiable from day one. Let's go. Competitive rivalry within the Filipino QSR subcategory. It's low. In fact, effectively zero. This is the critical finding of the entire competitive analysis. Looking at the benchmarking table on the right, the competitors are large. Popeyes at 3,700 locations, Chick-fil-A at 3,000, but not one of them serves charcoal grilled Filipino chicken inasal with unlimited rice. Not one. Mang Inasal is not challenging any of these brands for their existing market share. It is creating a category none of them occupies. The key finding at the bottom summarizes it. No nationally scaled Filipino QSR chain exists anywhere in the United States. Mang Inasal enters as the founding brand of a new category and the category leader from day one. Strategy and recommended entry mode. Two decisions define this section. What multinational strategy should Mang Inasal adopt and how should it enter the US market? On strategy, we apply integration responsiveness framework by Prahalad and DOS, elaborated by Bartlett and Ghoshal. The framework identifies four strategic postures. We recommend the transnational, the highlighted quadrant, because Mang Inasal faces genuine and non-negotiable pressure on both axes simultaneously. On the integration side, the proprietary inasal marinade must be absolutely identical in every US location. The charcoal grilling technique cannot be simplified or substituted. Unlimited rice cannot be removed. JFC's food safety protocols must be deployed consistently across the entire network. Any compromise on this element directly undermines the brand promise that drives consumer trial and word of mouth. On the responsiveness side, California's $20 minimum wage requires fundamentally different labor models. American consumers expect digital ordering, mobile apps, seamless delivery integration. Marketing must be reinvented in the visual language of American social media. A spicy California inasal variant should be developed for the American palate. These are non-negotiable adaptation, not optional enhancement. On entry mode, we recommend option A, find a franchise-led expansion through a Filipino-American master franchising network. We evaluated a joint venture with El Polo Loco as an option B. We did not recommend it for four reasons. El Polo Loco operators lack Filipino cultural brand passion. JFC would only control 50% of a smaller network. JV governance conflicts over brand standards and menu authority are historically common in restaurant JVs. And the cultural distance between El Polo Loco's Latin food identity and Mang Inasal's Filipino heritage creates a real risk of brand dilution. Filipino American are not just operators; they are brand custodians. Their emotional investment in the Mang Inasal brand is irreplaceable and is the most powerful driver of brand quality maintenance and geographically dispersed network. Okay, we'll talk about the final projection. The 5-year final projection for option A tell a compelling story of pace, capital efficiency, efficient growth, capital efficient growth. Three headliners. The three headliners numbers: 75 total US location, 180 million in system-wide sales, and a 10 to 15% EBITDA margin, all by year 5. Looking at the detailed table, the trajectory is clear. In year 1, we open 8 to 13 stores total, 3 to 5 corporate flagship to set brand standard and generate earned media and generate earned media, and 5 to 8 franchise location in the highest Filipino American concentration markets. System-wide sales are estimated at 18 to 26 million. JFC capital deployed is 12 to 15 million. EBITDA is negative in year 1. This is the investment phase which is expected and appropriate. By year 3, we have approximately 42 total location, system-wide sales of 84 to 100 million, royalty revenue approaching 4 million, and EBITDA margin of 5 to 8%. The business is beginning to self-fund its own growth. By year 5, we reach the target state: 75 locations across the United States, 180 million system-wide sales, $7.5 million in royalty revenue, total cumulative JFC capital of 40 to 60 million dollars, and a mature franchise system EBITDA margin of 10 to 15%. The Phase 1 launch markets are listed at the bottom and align directly with the highest Filipino American population concentration. Los Angeles at 20 stores is the anchor, followed by the Bay Area, San Diego, Las Vegas, New York, New Jersey, Hawaii, Chicago, and Seattle. These projections are based on Jollibee USA historical performance data and US QSR industry benchmark. They are achievable, and given the wide demand dynamics we have observed at the Filipino brand launches across major US markets, they may actually be conservative. Let me close with 6 takeaways from this study. First, 4.2 million Americans constitute the largest ready-made brand loyal consumers base of any market we considered. They require zero product education. They have been waiting for Mang Inasal to arrive. Second, this is a category creation opportunity of a rare magnitude. No nationally scaled Filipino QSR chain exists anywhere in the United States. The brand that enters first with sufficient capital, operational capability, and authentic brand identity will occupy the defining position in the category for a generation. Chipotle did it for Mexican food, Panda Express did it for Chinese American food. The Filipino food category is wide open. Third, JFC's existing US infrastructure, the legal entity, the FTC compliant franchise documentation, the operation management team, the supply chain relationships, means Mang Inasal does not start from zero. It starts from a platform that took years and significant investment to build. Fourth, 75 locations and 180 million in system-wide $180 million in system-wide sales within 5 years is the projection, and it may be conservative. Every Filipino food brand that has opened in a major US market has generated extraordinary launch demand, earned media, and social media virality. The appetite is real. Fifth, Filipino American franchise operators are the right entry vehicle because they are not just operators, they are cultural custodians. Their passion for this brand is the most powerful quality assurance mechanism available. The last one, six, is the transnational strategy is the only approach that can work at scale because it holds both imperatives simultaneously: global brand integrity and local market responsiveness. Every framework analyzed, every market indicator reviewed, and every competitive dynamic examined points to the same conclusion. The Inasal is ready for America. The only remaining question is how courageously and how quickly Jolly Food Corporation is prepared to bring it. Thank you, and I am happy to take any question.